What's up? It's Stricken06 of Stricken06.com, and today we're going to be reviewing Olight's PL-2 Valkyrie. This is a weapon light. I've had some time with it. This is not just something I got today and I'm reviewing today because that's kind of a useless review. I've actually been sitting on this for about 3 months now, and I've put it through its paces. I really ran this thing, and it wasn't run on my pistol, it was actually run on my rifle. And just a quick, before we get started, if you guys have been with me since the beginning, you guys have known I'm kind of a weapon enthusiast. So I've migrated away from weapon stuff because you really can't make money on it on YouTube anymore because they just demonetize everything. They're kind of, that's their choice, they're a private company, but they lean in a way that's, you know, kind of anti-Second Amendment. So I've gone away from reviewing weapons and things like that, but Olight sent this to me. They said, hey, put this through its paces, see what you can do with it, and let us know, give us feedback, and if you like to make a video. Well, guess what? I love this thing. Where do I start? So I've been a Streamlight fan for many years. In fact, here's one of my Streamlights. This is on my Glock 19 at all times. And I have probably 10 plus Streamlight products. I have 2 of the Stingers. I got the new LED one. I have the old original one that they used to issue out when you hit the street. I've had the Firefighter chest one. I have the little micro, you know, the little pocket one. I have the longer version of that. I have so many different Streamlights. I actually lost count. I got a headlamp of it, but they're amazing products, and I've really trusted them because they've been put through their paces in different police departments, military functions, whatever. But I got to tell you, this Olight really keeps up, man. This thing is tough as nails. And let me zoom out, and I'll show you what I have it mounted on. I have it mounted on my. This is kind of a Frankenstein build. I built this myself. It's Daniel Defense. Let's see what. This is the DDM4 rail, the 15-inch, and then Daniel Defense barrel, Daniel Defense gas tube, Daniel Defense gas block, and then I have the lower. I got the Spikes Tactical. But anywho, so back to this light. You can see it's pretty dirty. It's got some, I call it seasoning. Wow, it's actually changed color. But it's got a lot of rounds through it. I put about 5,000 rounds through it, and I changed the batteries once on it because when I run it, I actually train with it. So I'm using that light, and I'm using it under shooting conditions. I'm using it dry fire in the home. So this thing's been used, and you can kind of say abused. I mean, I wouldn't say too much abused, but it's been put through its paces. I have a big ass muzzle brake on here. These reduce recoil, they shoot all the gas back. That's kind of why this thing's so brown and nasty looking. But let me take it off. This thing is really a powerful light. I like the lever action on it. It's a pretty snappy, strong lever. Let me get this out of the way. So the light itself is super bright. They claim 1200 lumens. I don't know if it's 1200. I don't have a way to judge it, so I'm going to take it, you know, the box for face value. But I gotta say, it's really bright, and I don't know if it's just the way it throws the light due to the internal reflection, but it is a little bit brighter than the Streamlight, which is, I think, 600 lumens. But this thing is super awesome. It does have its drawback. I'm not a big fan of this tail switch operation here. I prefer the rock and then double to strobe. This thing is 1, just a momentary on, 2 to strobe it, and then the opposite side for steady on. While this is a little bit more intuitive, you can do it with one hand. So I do prefer the tail cap on that, and I like the fact that you can turn this into a rifle light by just changing out the back door, and it will have like a pressure switch that will mount on top of the rifle. So these do have some advantage, but for the money, this thing's a freaking amazing light. And what's cool is nowadays, holster manufacturers are beginning to make holsters for this specific light, for, you know, whatever individual pistol you have. I like the locking mechanism here a lot better than here. Here, look how gummed up that is. Focus, you stupid. Okay. You see how gummed up that is from a flathead screwdriver or a coin? Because every time it's mounted on the light and you want to take it off, you have to use a screwdriver or a coin, and it gums this up and actually made it pretty sharp. It's got some sharp edges to it now. Versus this has like a throw lever, which is a pretty positive click. You can hear it, and nothing's gonna. You gotta really work this thing to get it off. It takes some serious spring tension. You can hear that click. Let's see, battery compartment. I believe they take the same exact batteries. Yep, 2 of these. It's the CR123As or CR123s. It's fine. The one thing I do like about this is it drew the battery orientation. You know, laser etched it. I mean, here it's on the back, so it's not a big deal, but you got to be careful to make sure you don't do it the wrong way. How the heck do you do this? Pull to open. There you go. Okay. Great light. I mean, I really can't say anything negative about it. It's super powerful. It's got like a makeshift bezel, like a strike bezel. It's not a real strike bezel. This is more of a flat bezel. The one thing I hate about this thing is a stupid chrome ring. The last thing I want to do is come around a corner, you know, be pieing up a corner, and then that chrome ring sticks out. That's so dumb. It's so smart that they just kept it completely black, and it's kind of like a satin finish to it. It's not a full matte, but it's matte enough to where it doesn't reflect a lot of light, you know, compared to a freaking chrome ring. How stupid can you be? This has about 5,000 rounds on it. I've never actually mounted this on my rifle. I probably have maybe 10,000 rounds on my Glock 19 out of this, and it still works rock solid. But this got about 5,000 rifle rounds. Now, if you guys know anything about a 5.56 rifle, especially with this monstrous muzzle device on it, I mean, you could see it's the heat. First of all, this will never go back to its normal color. This will forever be kind of like that weird burnt bronze looking thing because of the heat. This brake kicks back a lot of heat. In fact, this thing will smoke up. And because the rail itself is such a small diameter, around, let's try to zoom out, around the barrel, you see how small that diameter is? It really radiates a lot of heat onto the rail of the barrel itself and that gas block, which is sitting right there. I mean, look how close that gas block is on these Daniel Defenses to the actual rail. And I honestly figured this thing would melt. I figured it would melt after, you know, a couple thousand rounds, or I figured it would, you know, even one cycle of rapid fire. I do double taps, you know, safety on, you know, present the rifle, safety off, double tap, safety on, and bring it down, and I'll run through so many mags of that to the point where I have to wear a glove. And these handguards here, they stop the heat, kind of. But this thing is smoking hot, and this thing still works. I'm actually pretty surprised how well built this thing is. So back to the box, they state 71 minutes of total runtime. And the throw, meaning the distance the light can travel, is 235 meters. Water resistant to IPX level 6 standards. I've never submerged this, I couldn't tell you. It's a Cree LED lamp. And I mean, it's a great product. Honestly, I would absolutely suggest it if you're on a budget and you can't afford, you know, I think these are $130, $130 light, and you want something just as reliable, you know, just as bright. These lights are excellent alternatives. Now, let's see what else was in the box. I honestly forgot because it's been so long. I told you I don't do reviews unless I beat the crap out of the item. And sometimes I don't do a review at all because I break the item and I just say it's not good enough. It comes with some tools here. You can see encased around. Comes with a different style of a mount. Now, this is the Glock mount. It's got the GL on it. I believe this is the 1913 mount, that's what this is. But I found the Glock mounts perfectly fine for me, and because of that throw lever, it's just such a quick mount compared to this. I really don't like this style of mount, but you know, if I want to clean my rifle or just take it off and swap it out, boom, done. I don't need any special tools. I can do it on the fly. Let's just say if I'm wearing gloves and they're a little bit, you know, they have a little different texture than say my fingertips, and I want to bring this light one rail back, I can do that. No tools necessary. I can do it, you know, in the back of a car if I needed to. No tools. I don't have to take anything off or on. It's just easily to manipulate. Now, the way I found the easiest way to work this light, honestly, is the way I have it mounted. And because there's no pressure switch, what happens is when you have that rifle, you know, I typically will mount my hand right behind, and I'll do that typical crisscross to C-clamp, and I'll manipulate that light with my either finger. So I got momentary on here, steady on there, and then I'll do like a double tap for strobe. But this is a little bit awkward. I feel like I'm losing some control over the rifle. Really, at this point, I'm relying on the weakest finger here and then my thumb to access that light. So it's a little bit awkward. You know, you could mount it on top, but I have my Magpul iron sights, if you can call them that, you know, where you can mount it with the thumb. But then how do you access the other side if you want to do a strobe function where you have to press both buttons? So it's a little bit awkward. I would probably suggest Olight maybe work on creating a new tail cap that has a pressure switch, so I can mount it on my rifle and not have to worry about the light. In fact, I can mount the light on the bottom all the way up front and then just work just a pressure switch right here with my thumb, where I still have maximum control over the rifle and recoil. But other than that, I mean, I really can't complain much. It is a little different. This is a little bit more intuitive, but you know, if you're going to mount this on a pistol, let's do that right now. Look how quick that is. And then here's my Glock 19, mounted up, boom, done. So let's just pretend I'm a lefty, which I'm not, but I just don't want to show you my serial. You don't want to be doing it with your trigger finger because you could slip off. I mean, it's beveled that way to slip off, you know what I mean? So it doesn't snag. You can do it in that operation, but I would probably advise you to use your thumb to use a light, but then you would have to do some kind of like weird maneuver in order to do the strobe function where you have to literally take your hand off the gun. You can't do it with just, you know, you see what I'm saying? Like it's not a one-handed operation versus the Streamlight. You can do it, let's just say it's mounted on the gun, with just one-handed operation. I'm doing it all with one hand, and if I need to do a steady, so it's a little bit better, I would have to say, for this tail switch. And I know you can buy these with a rifle switch. But anyway, enough about that. Let's go check it out at nighttime. So I'm outside, and I have these two lights. Obviously, they're off any weapons. But in front of you, all the way down there, about 50 yards away, are houses. So this would be a good opportunity to see how well each one will light up. So from the same distance, right in front of the camera, let's see. We're going to do the Streamlight first. That's pretty impressive. You can see it's going really far. Now let's do the Olight. Wow, that's real bright. My God. Here's the Streamlight. Olight. Streamlight. Olight. Man, that's bright. So down in there is like a access tunnel, and let's just say you were on patrol or you were doing security or whatever, and you don't want to approach that tunnel without a light first. Here's Streamlight. Here's Olight. Yeah, the Olight's much brighter, without a doubt. Let's see if one will overpower the other. Here's Streamlight first, and then Olight. Oh yeah. Here's same lights again. Streamlight. Olight. Let's bring it down to the ground. Here's the wide pattern of a Streamlight, and here's Olight. Streamlight. Olight. Alright, so here's that same access tunnel from a different angle. Let's just say you're a police officer, security guard, or military, and you're approaching this, and it looks scary. It doesn't look friendly. Same lights, same distance. Here's the Streamlight. You can see the hotspots right into the access. Here's the Olight. You can see the Olight clearly has a nice defined circle around the whole entrance, whereas the Streamlight, it's a very small hotspot. And I would say the Streamlight has a lot of lines. You notice these lines? Like these, like, where's my finger? A lot of these lines that go around. Whereas the Olight just has a very hot spot and then a good wide pattern with no interference of any kind of like lenses or anything. You see what I'm saying? There's the hot spot and then there's just that light. Here's the Streamlight again. You can see the roundness of the lens. So in conclusion, you guys see it for yourself. I know it's a little different on film because cameras will adjust the lighting and the aperture and things like that. But in general, you can see the hot spot that this offers and then the hot spot that the Olight offers. It's got its pluses, it's got its minuses. And the final conclusion, I'm sure you guys are wondering, would I personally, after all the years of experience of running all different types of tactical equipment under different conditions, would I buy this? Heck yeah, absolutely. This is a wonderful deal. It's a good deal. It's a quality product. It's been through over 5,000 rounds on an AR-15, so I trust it. Would I trust it to go to war? Probably not. I wouldn't even trust this to go to war. You know, the surefire only for war. But home defense, security, police, absolutely. Absolutely 100%. This is a quality light. It's, like I said, been put through its test with me. That's all I need to know after 5,000 rounds sitting on an AR-15 right next to a giant, 3-inch muzzle brake, and it's so close to a hot barrel. Will it take the heat? Yes, it will. Will it withstand the vibration? Absolutely. So I would definitely pick it up. I'll have a link down below for it, and stay tuned, guys. I'll probably, if you want, do a review on my Frankenstein build here on this here AR-15 that I hand built. I built everything. I bought everything from scratch and hand built it myself. It's pretty cool little AR-15. Like I said, I got Daniel Defense everything forward. I have Magpul furniture, Magpul Embus, the Vortex Strike Fire 2, which is a freaking amazing sight. Considering I've used an Aimpoint H1 for like 5 years, and I've also have the Leupold Delta Point, and this replaced the Leupold Delta Point that I had right here. This has been a little pain in the butt for me, but yeah. So I'll probably do a Frankenstein build review for you. Just stay tuned. Let me know if you guys want to see it or not. All right. Thanks for watching. All the links are in the description box below. See you guys in the next video.